The Porcupines versus the Hunters on Sunday. Is the hunter going to hunt the porcupine and bring the porcupine down? But the porcupine, no, I bet hunter, no, I know, no, I know. John Four is here to help me whether the porcupine is going to win or the hunter. Why anyway, the porcupine or hunter? Porcupine. If it be you are, you go be the porcupine or hunter. Well, go be the porcupine. Into the hunter need to baby. Not or pay AK-47. Or the bow also do. Oh, that be that mean. Not dodging fast. Quick son. So Charlie, welcome to this channel. This is GPL Extra Plus. This is where we bring you the best preview of the Ghana Premier League. Ghana won't Oh, when I walk into it's the same. Naman cancel it. Wow, catch on. Oh, me show me yet for your chef when. Why you ready, sir? Yet for what to make what to make us. Sorry, no money to chat. Yeah, so we are going to talk about the Ghana Premier League, right? In Kumasi, that's where the action will be staged. Ababa Sports, 3 p.m. Sunday, Kotoko versus Bechem United. Prosper Ogum versus Kweku Danso. Right? Who share a day no cry? As a day back, head the football, man. No. Once a day was head the football, I say, Pep Guardiola. And some good. So some Mikel Arteta. So yes, that is that. In Kumasi, Benya Kotoko versus Bechem United, all right? So we are going to dissect the game. And John is here with me. John about how the dynamics of the game, the history behind the records, and a lot more. But before John comes in, do also like the channel, like the video. Subscribe to the channel. When you're done, turn on post notification. There's a bell there, press it, and then select all. With that, whenever we post a video, you are going to be notified. So you post a video and the client notification that GPL Extra dropping video. Now we're checking that over there. So John, Kotoko versus Bechem United. This fixture at this particular time, is it going to be an easy fixture for either sides? It's going to be very competitive. I think it's going to be very difficult. And I would like for both sides. And I would like to say on record, if it was not that Bechem United had a poor away run, I think by this time they would have been competing for the title. Oh, really? The Premier League title, yes. Because look at their away form recently, it has been very poor. They've not won a single game in their last 5. And you look at their home record too, they've not lost a game at home in Bechem. So I think they've done just twice. They've done just twice. So it shows you how good they are or how dominant they are at home. And I think if it was not for their poor away run, I think they would have been in the title race at this moment. But it is what it is, and we are at this point. And Kotoko themselves have a point to prove, have a statement to make with just about 9 games left for the Premier League to end. And a lot of people will be rooting for them to, the Porcupine Warriors fans will be rooting for them to go ahead and win this game. But it's going to be difficult for both sides. And you look at Prosper Ogum and what he has done with this, he has gone under a lot of criticism, even though the team is still performing. They have had some bad patches within this long-term season. The first round of matches, people were complaining about their one-goal project and everything. People would say, oh, what they want to mean share more than one and accident. But at the end of the day, he was getting the results. And in football, what we want is the result. Yes, you can score a lot, you can have the possession and everything, but the most important thing is the goals. And I think Prosper Ogum must be able to get this group of players to play the way he wants them to play. And I think they are run of home form, not losing at the Barbara Sports Stadium might continue if Bechem United are not able to put up a good run. And Bechem United themselves have had a decent run against the top 5 teams. Okay. They've been able to beat Pandoras of Lions. That was at home. They were able by 3 goals to nil. 3 goals to nil. They were able to beat Nation. They were able to beat Hearts of Oak. And even Kotoko themselves in the first leg, they were able to beat Kotoko at Bechem. But their away form has what has been a bit shaky for them. And the likes of Augustine Okra and Co would have to step up in order to get the result. And it's sometimes interesting because I don't know whether it's the lack of fans who are able to travel from Bechem to their away matches or what is the problem with this Bechem United squad. That I don't know. When anytime they go for an away game, they find it very difficult to perform against other opposition. And I think Goku Danso, Coach Mr. Goku Danso would have to find a way around this because it's not seeming good for them. Even though they lie sit on the table, they are really down. And if it was not for their home form, by this time they'll be battling relegation because they are very poor away from home. So I think then the whole team will have to come together and try and match up a plan to be able to play this Asante Kotoko team.
Okay, but there's one thing I also like to share about this game. This is a game that the 9 games to be played are games that Kotoko cannot afford to even lose a point.
Yes, that's
right, because they are competing against a side that's very good at home, and they're also playing at home. If you lose, the chance of you dropping to second place is very high,
yeah.
especially when they have the gifts of 3 points in the fridge from the Swataman saga. I think Kotoko really do have to get the win. But I also think the battle is going to be in the attacking third of Bechem United and then the defensive midfield, not even the defense of Kotoko, defensive midfield. There's a guy who could play as an attacking midfielder for Bechem United called Kofi Tompu. He scored the first game against Kotoko when he scored a long ranger, and from there, that goal, he scored it. And he has scored in all the games that he has scored. Bechem United have not lost. Have not lost in all the games that he has scored. So I think he'll do everything possible to move or to find himself in the pocket of spaces left between Kotoko's defense and defensive midfielder. Mind you, the partnership between Anusinti and Justin Play has been solid this season. If they are both playing, if they are both on the hills playing very well, it will be very difficult for you to break that. And we get to the last segment before the goalkeeper in the middle part of the pitch, you find Samba O'Neal Gilbani over there. Now, Joseph Ablo went off due to injury. He's back. But then, even in that sense, they've had someone like Michael Sifa doing incredibly well. So I think beating the defensive midfield of Kotoko will be very difficult. But United played recently at the Barriers for the MTNF Cup against Bechem Chelsea. They lost by goal to nil. So it could be similar to the game we saw between Kotoko and Bechem Chelsea, where Kotoko won the goal to can't get a goal from Adrian Ajete. Kotoko will get something like that from a mean that we never expect or really expecting them to get a goal from. Right. So I think it's going to be difficult as you said, but it's not going to be a game that will likely end in a draw. If it ends in a draw, Kotoko will be doomed.
Because I think you look at the start and everything, Kotoko is the team with the most goals, 27 goals.
Really?
In the year, in the joint top with one of these other teams. And it shows you that they are in to score. And out of 25 games, you scoring 27 shows that you've outmatched your XG. So the likes of Albert Amoah and Co would have to be sharp up for them. Man U, Bechem too, they have a very solid defense. Their defense is also good, but just away from home is really the problem. Even their losses away from home, it has been a slender 1-0 win or maybe a 2-1 win against them. So their defense is also very solid. But with Kotoko, what you can really assure, and even maybe for the investors, what you can try and do is even at least Kotoko over 0.5 there.
So Kotoko
over 0.5 there, this match there. The farm. But if our viewers would like to even stick on the Ghana Premier League, it's up to them. So I think at least there will be Kotoko will get a go in this match. And I'm expecting them to go out there and try and get this point. Then Ogum would have to just get into the boys' head that this is just the final lap. And the Premier League are saying running. This is also our running. So the English Premier League is saying running, and the Ghana Premier League, this is our last few fixtures. So I think the Kotoko boys themselves will just have to go in for it and get all the maximum 3 points.
Okay. But let's also look at Kotoko's record at home against the top clubs in the league this season. Who are the top clubs in the league this season?
And Nations FC.
Okay, against Nations FC, the game was played in Obuasi. Kotoko lost by 2 goals to nil.
Yeah.
And then which team again?
Hartlepool.
Against Hartlepool
They
in
beat
Adabaya, they beat Hartlepool by a goal to nil. And then they beat Benin Gold Stars by 2 goals to nil. In Kumasi, which team again?
Find out of line.
Find out of Lions. They lost Find out of Lions in Obuasi by a goal to nil. A goal from Kwejo Obiang Jr. And then which team again?
I think that's 5. Yes, I think that's then Bechem.
And then Bechem. Now these are they'll play Bechem. And they are here to play Mediama. They play Bechem Chelsea, beat them by.
I think they not play Dreams.
No, they are here to play Dreams also. Yeah. So I think even against all these teams, at the point where they move to Kumasi, they've not had bad results against them. Which I think would also be a factor to driving them to getting their 3 maximum points. it is not impossible for Kotoko, right? Because the record of Bechem United against Kotoko, I think last season was when they got a 1-1 draw, a goal from Augustine Okra. I was there
He
myself.
is their main man.
Yeah, but I don't think Augustine Okra is going to feature in this game. He has been out to injury.
And I think it will be a huge blow for them because the last time they won at Kumasi was in 2017.
Yes,
they won by 4 goals. So it's going to be very difficult.
Yeah. So that tells you that in Kumasi they really don't have a good record against Kotoko. But I also expect the game to end in a 1-0 win for Kotoko, which will be difficult for them. And then John, your score correction.
I think at least 2 goals. Kotoko will win by 2
Your
goals.
score correction is at least 2 goals. Your score correction
2-0.
2-0
for Asante Kotoko.
For Asante Kotoko. 2-0.
Yes,
we should go and stick 2-0.
No, they should stick over 0.5.
Over 0.5, we still stick at defense.
Oh no, the other matches are there. Other matches are there. I think you have to do an episode where we break down the Ghana Premier League for them and we just give them.
Okay, but if you missed out on the preview for other matches, you can check the channel. We have the preview for other matches. I mean, thank you so much for joining us on this one. I did this with John Fu, the tipster one. Tipster on Angazon to maintain. And I'll see you in the next one on Sunday. Kotoko versus Bechem United. If you want updates from that game, highlights, fan reaction, I'm going to bring it to you on this channel. Turn on post notifications. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. It's a bye for now.